Hi loves, Lauren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have not recorded a class for you guys in a hot minute. It has been a while. And I found that since we've come into autumn, I've just been really affected by the change in seasons. I feel like my motivation has been lacking a lot recently. And, work has taken up a lot of my time. So in the moments when I'm not working, I just kind of need to sit and be still and do nothing. So that's why I haven't recorded for you guys in a while, amongst other things, but I'm pleased to be back now. And actually, I thought, what better way to kind of channel all the things that have been going on, all the things that I've been going through, and maybe you guys have been experiencing them too, put it all together and have a little meditation for motivation. Okay, so if like me, you have been affected by the change of seasons, the clocks are going to go back very soon, that again, it can be quite disruptive in itself. So yeah, if things are just feeling a little bit flat for you as well, come and join me for this little meditation for motivation, if I can even say it. So when you're ready, get a comfortable seat. You could be lying down, you could be seated, you might even be in your bed still. That's cool. Wherever you are is exactly where you need to be. And let's just hop to it. And let's just take a moment to get settled. Let's settle the sit bones into your comfortable seats. Maybe take a moment to slide those shoulders down and away from those ears. And find a comfortable place that suits you. So no matter where it is, a place that feels supportive, where you can just start to rest. Beautiful. So when we're ready, let's maybe bring the eyes to a close, closing off the outside world. You might have palms of the hands resting down on the knees, elbows soft, slightly tucked into the sides of the body. Beautiful. Let's simply just take a few moments to arriving into this short little meditation practice, and perhaps the mind feels quite busy here and now. We have these many occupying thoughts. So perhaps let's see if we can just start to turn the volume down of those many thoughts, just one by one, little by little, bit by bit. Welcoming in just this little bit of quiet and calm. And it might take a while to get there, so no worries if this doesn't happen instantly. But perhaps just seeing if over time we can feel like we have landed here. So even if it's just for a moment, even if it's just for a tiny glimpse, can we let everything else just fade away? Let it fade into the background so nothing else really matters here. It's just carving out a little bit of time just for you, just for your breath. And perhaps as we breathe here, can we encourage these deep, full belly breaths? So with every inhale, taking in as much of that clean, fresh air as you can. As we exhale, maybe just letting it go. And feel free to have as many of those rejuvenating sighs out through the mouth as you wish. Really well done. And see how it feels just to let that breath go a little bit. Perhaps you imagine with every sigh out you take, we let go of perhaps things we've been holding on to, things that have been holding us back recently. Letting go of all the extra stuff, the extra baggage we carry with us day by day. See if you can maybe let that weight just slide off your shoulders a little bit. Beautiful. Keep that going in your own time. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And perhaps as you imagine or as you continue to take those deep breaths in, as we fill ourselves up to the very brim, even once we feel like we've filled ourselves up entirely here, is there that little bit of more space to take that extra little sip of breath in maybe? So we really fill the lungs up as best as we can, filling ourselves up right to the very brim with that clean, fresh air. And just letting it go. Beautiful, really well done. And again, maybe you keep that going for just that little while longer. And recognizing that the breath has this real beautiful way just to churn up this stagnant energy from within. So as you take that deep breath in, Feel the breath moving right the way through. So not only is the breath an act of the lungs here, imagine the whole body breathing. You can feel that breath right the way down to your fingertips, down to your toes, all the way up to the crown of your head. And perhaps as we imagine that sense of letting go with every breath out, maybe also think about what we might be welcoming in here as we breathe in. So perhaps there's something you feel like you need in this moment. Perhaps it's comfort, reassurance, guidance maybe, softness, anything at all. If there's something you feel like you need in this moment, call it towards you and invite it in with that breath. So we slowly invite ourselves into this pattern, this endless cycle of welcoming in and letting go. Really well done. And maybe already by now just starting to feel that little shift maybe. Doesn't need to be a dramatic change in our experience right now. Maybe it's that subtle little shift in our energy. Perhaps we feel a little bit more present here, or perhaps just that little bit more awake. And again, if we're not feeling that just yet, give yourselves the time. Know that you have as long as you need here. There's no rush. Imagine you have all the time in the world just to be here and be with your breath. What a wonderful thing that is. Beautiful. Let's maybe just take 3 more of those cleansing breaths all together. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 2 more. One more, biggest breath that you can manage here. Super. Really well done. And then we perhaps let the breath settle for a few more moments. Perhaps the breath just gradually returns back to that natural, steady pace. Again, whatever feels comfortable to you. And then I just invite you to imagine with your mind's eye this pathway of light, this beautiful, bright, white light shining ahead of you. And as you notice that light, perhaps we notice how it literally clears this pathway through this clutter, through the many things we might have going on. And perhaps there's something at the end that that light leads to, or perhaps we can't quite see that just yet. But at the end of this pathway of light, imagine that this light at the end of that path is gradually getting closer and closer to you. Beautiful. So this light just gets bigger and brighter. Beautiful. And see if we can just imagine that for a moment. Almost like we're taking one tiny step at a time down this pathway of light. And that ball of light at the end just steadily grows and grows as we get that little bit closer. And as you stare at this ball of light, perhaps you give it a color or a certain quality. It doesn't have to be that bright white light here. Maybe it's got some shades of pink, yellow, orange maybe. Feel free to choose any color that particularly calls to you right now. But see if we can encourage it to be a bright color, whatever it is. The brightest shade of whatever color you have chosen today. And again, that light continues to get closer and closer with every steady step we take. Gradually continuing our journey down this pathway of light. And perhaps as we step closer to this light, there's almost this warmth or heat that comes off of it. Beautiful. See how it feels to gradually get closer and closer. And perhaps as we get further and further down the path, we discover that as that ball of light grows, that ball of light actually floats and just rests above the crown of your head, right here. Beautiful. And see how it feels to let that ball of light just rest above the crown of the head for a moment. And then as it lands, or as it rests just there, imagine this ball of light then just starts to melt over you. It melts down the crown of the head, it melts down the front of the face, the back of the neck, across the chest, the shoulders, down the length of your arms. Perhaps it runs down the length of your spine, gradually coming to the pelvis and down to the legs, eventually washing right the way down your body, gradually coming to the toes here. And as this ball of light gently washes over you, imagine it washes away, again, all this extra stuff, all this tiredness maybe, all this stagnant energy. Perhaps it just washes away anything that's just not serving us here. But at the same time, imagine that light, as it washes over you, almost charges the body here. Might even feel like this kind of tingly sensation as it slowly seeps its way across your entire body. Almost like static electricity, or maybe it's like a pins and needles sensation here. Literally like our body is being charged up. Beautiful. How does it feel now to bathe in that light? Bathe in this bright energy. Beautiful, really well done. And we're going to hold on to this sensation, this experience, for as long as we can. Again, just drinking in what it's like to bathe in this light and let everything else be washed away. Notice how now the breath continues to find that steadiness. And perhaps recognizing how everything just comes together here. Your lungs breathing just for you, your heart beating just for you. And that ball of light giving you all that you need in this moment. Cleansing the body, washing over you, taking away the things that don't serve and leaving the things that do behind. Beautiful. Again, let's see if we can hold on to those sensations just for that little while longer. As we have this steady count from 10. And perhaps as we gradually count down from 10, imagine the body absorbing this light. So not only is this light kind of soaking us, we start to absorb it through our skin, absorb it right into our being. So now this ball of light doesn't just exist at the crown of your head, it exists within you. You are the ball of light. You are this bright, shining light, this bright beacon of energy maybe. And again, it might take a while. It doesn't have to get to that end of that count and maybe we don't feel it entirely. But maybe we do. Let's just give ourselves that chance. So here we go. Steadily counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Imagine that light, again, now exists within each and every one of you right now. And let's actually place one hand to our heart space. Or you could place both hands, actually. Maybe it's quite nice to have one hand resting on top of the other. Feel that light within you. Feel that warmth shining through. Beautiful. Take a moment just to sit with that right here, right now. And let's just take one final deep belly breath in. Big breath out. Super. Imagine we can take that warmth from our heart space, take it into the hands, and let's gently rub the palms of the hands together in front of the heart space a couple of times. Beautiful. Building upon that heat, building upon that warmth. And then gently placing the palms of the hands over the eyes, and let's just blink the eyes a couple of times, blink in that heat, that warmth. Slowly starting to separate the fingertips, let a little bit of light filter back through. Really well done. And then when you're ready, you can let the hands softly fall away from the face and open your eyes ever so gently back into your little meditation space today. And then maybe as you kind of land back into the body, feel free to just invite a little wriggle, maybe just a little kind of movement through the body. Beautiful. Sometimes it's nice to welcome back that little bit of fluidity after being in stillness for quite some time there. And again, just take a moment to notice how you feel now. Maybe we do feel like we can maybe sit up a little bit taller. We can take a deeper breath in. And maybe just hold on to that memory whenever we feel just a little bit flat or just a little bit down. Come back to that ball of light. It's there. Believe me, sometimes it dims slightly, but it's there. We just need to tap into it sometimes. So thank you so much for joining me for that meditation. I hope it was exactly what you needed today. And I hope it stays with you throughout the rest of the day, maybe even the rest of the week, or until we meet for another practice. So go on, have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye. Hey Yogi, thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope you enjoyed your practice. Just thought I'd sneak in at the end here and say if you are wanting to practice a little bit more, if you perhaps want to dive a little bit deeper into the beautiful world of yoga, then the great news is that I'm offering one-to-ones online. So you can join me from the comfort of your home, me from mine, and we can get together either live online or I'll pre-record some classes just for you. And the beauty of those practices is that they are tailored to what you desire. So if you're just wanting to learn a little bit more about yoga, if you're a beginner and you're not quite sure what's what and you want to get a deeper understanding of anatomy or how the body kind of moves around on the mat, or maybe you're just wanting to try slightly different practices, if you're wanting to try yin yoga, for example. Or maybe we're kind of building up the confidence to maybe return to the studio in person and we're not quite got that confidence just yet. So if any of those speak to you, or maybe it's something else entirely, do feel free to reach out to me. You can either check me out on Instagram, send me a message over there, or just send me an email, and I would love to practice with you. Whatever it is, I'd love to tailor the practice to suit you, suit your individual needs, and we can go on this little journey together. So as I say, all the details are below if you want to have a chat, and I hope to hear from you very soon. All right, lots of love. Mwah.